Magnatesmedia creates epic scenes for his documentary videos, and so is Shivanshu Aggarwal, an Indian YouTuber. His style is very similar to Magnatesmedia. In this video, we are going to break down the editing of one of his videos on Rolex watches, and we are going to create this epic intro in After Effects.
Year 1893. A 12-year-old child in Germany loses his parents forever. Before leaving, his parents leave some money for him. But in the future, during his travels, that money is also stolen. But even after losing everything, he had one thing left: his unstoppable passion for watches. And on the basis of this passion, he created the world's greatest watch company. This is the story of Rolex watches.
Throughout this video, you will learn many amazing advanced 3D animation techniques in After Effects, which are widely used in documentary video editing. Besides that, you will also learn the mistakes which do happen during this process and how to fix them. So make sure you don't miss any part and watch till the end. Earlier, I was planning to keep this tutorial in my paid course, but I decided to make it free for you guys. So show me some love by hitting the like button and sharing the video even if to yourself. You'll find all the assets used in this video in the exercise files folder. The link is in the description section below. Alright, so first of all we are going to bring in the audio, and then we will press double L to see the waveform, and we'll zoom in and we'll listen each and every word.
Year 1893.
Okay, so first scene would be text written 1893 on the sky. So first let's prepare the sky. I'll drop it over here. This is the moving clouds, and then we are going to place the background under it. You will find all of these assets in the downloaded folder or the exercise folder. So this is background. We are going to drop it over here, and then we are going to scale it up to fit it with the screen. So we want the cloud to be on the top of it. So let's bring it a little down, something over here, and then we will remove it from the top. So we'll mask it out. So for that purpose, we are going to take the rectangle tool from here, and then we are going to control, and with the scroll wheel we can zoom out, and we are going to draw like over here, and then we want it to be reversed. So we'll click on the inverted, and then in the mask we are going to increase the feather to remove the hard edges. So it would be something like this. And if we play it now,
Year 18.
you can see we have got the clouds, and this is the background. So we can even move it little down, something over here. Let's scale it up a little bit, and let's see, let's play it again.
Year 1893.
Okay, that's fine. So we are going to just pre-compose both of these so that it looks good and we can have the clean timeline. So we'll select both of these by pressing Shift and then Control Shift C or Command Shift C to pre-compose them, and we are going to call it sky and press OK. And now we have got it into the sky. So we'll undo that, and then we are going to make it 3D. So we are going to make it 3D, and then we are going to create a text. So we'll press Ctrl T, Command T, and then we'll click here and write the text 1893, and then we are going to change its color to, let's say, yellow, make it little orangish, and we'll center it something over here, not over here. So let's place it, and then we can do the same for it. So we'll use the again rectangle tool, and then we'll mask this, and then we are going to invert it from here, and then we'll increase the feather. Okay, so it would look like that it is included, or this is blended with the sky. And we can apply the shadow effect. So right click, layer style, and click on the drop shadow. That way this text would be more clearly visible. And then we are going to make this one 3D as well. So this one is also 3D, and now it's time to animate these, and we are going to create a new camera for this one. So we'll right click, new, and select camera, and from here we'll select the 2-node camera, and preset should be 35, and then we'll press OK. So we have got the camera, and then right click, and then camera, and then select create orbit null. So that way we'll be having null to control it separately. So now it's time to create the scene. So we'll go to the null, we'll press P for a position, and on the start, we'll move our playhead in the beginning, and then with the G axis, we are going to zoom in on the text, and we can even, with the help of Y, we can just make it, okay? So it looks like 8093, but at this moment it's not looking good because it's static. So we'll add an animation on the text. So we'll select the text and make sure playhead is in the beginning, and then we'll press Control Space. If you have installed the FX Console plugin, you can apply the effects right from here itself. So we'll type Decoder fade in, okay? So that's going to animate it, but that's taking too long. We don't want it to take that long. So we'll select the text layer and press U. That would reveal the text keyframes or animation keyframes. Then we'll press and drag it in the beginning so that it happens quickly.
Year 1890.
Okay, so let's bring it a little further.
Year 1893.
Okay, that's good. So the moment it says year 1893, the camera position would be right over here. And then let me just bring down the audio on the bottom and then listen to the next sentence.
A 12-year-old child.
Okay, here we want the camera to move to the main composition. So we'll press again the position. No. So we have not created a keyframe in the beginning. So we'll create a keyframe right over here, and then we'll move on to the second, where this second sentence starts or these words starts, and then we'll zoom out with the value of G and Y. So we'll just zoom it out, and then with the Y value we'll do it like this. Okay, so here our next scene would be started. So let's play it.
Year 1893. A 12-year-old.
Okay, and to make it more amazing, we'll select both of these and press F9, and then we'll go to the graphs and let's select both of these and make the peak in the center. And now we will play it.
Year 1893.
Okay, and so basically it goes like this.
Year 1893.
And
a 12-year-old.
So the moment it says 1893, here we want our next scene, but here we also want that this text should go away. So we'll go to the text layer, we'll select that and press T for the opacity and create a keyframe on the 100% value with 100% value and bring it back. And here we are going to make the value to 0 so that it fades away. Okay, so if you just play it.
93. A 12-year-old child.
Yes, and here
a 12-year.
Our next scene would be started. So a 12-year-old boy, and so now we need to bring those family inside it. So let's find the boy first. This is the boy pin, so I'm placing it over here. So this is the boy, and let's place it something over here. Okay, that's fine. And then our mother and father. So this is the father, make it small and place it over here, and make sure this is behind him, behind the boy. So we need to bring it down. Okay, so that way it would be behind it, and we can just make it, or let's place it over here, and then bring the mother. This is the mother, and again that should also be behind the boy. So we'll bring it over here, and then we'll scale her down so we can just place it over here. So this scene looks good, I think. Yes. All right, so this is going to be the final position where it says
a 12-year-old child in Germany loses.
Okay, and Germany. In Germany, so where it says the Germany, we are going to place a keyframe on all of these. So we'll first of all select all of these and then make them 3D, and then press P for the position, and then click to add a keyframe. This is going to add the keyframe to all these 3 layers, and then we'll go back something like over here, and then we'll select one by one. So first we're going to select the boy and move it under. Okay, and then mother, and we'll bring her over here, and father, let's bring him on this side. Okay, and if we play it,
a 12-year-old child in Germany loses.
Okay, this is how it comes.
A 12-year-old child in Germany.
A 12-year-old child. So the child should come little early. So let's adjust his keyframe. So this is the boy. So bring it back and bring the second keyframe over here. And then we are going to select all of these and press F9. And let's see.
Year 1893. A 12-year-old child. A 12-year-old child in Germany loses his parents.
Okay, this is good, but I feel that I can notice these hands, so we don't want them to come at the early. So we'll select mother and father, and select mother, and then while pressing shift we can select all of these and then press alt and then left bracket key. That's going to cut it from there, and then if we play it, so we can adjust it even further so that it comes like this.
A 12-year-old child in Germany. A 12-year-old child.
Okay, but I think these are still visible. So we'll select both of these and press T for the opacity, and we are going to create a keyframe of the opacity, and we'll move back in the beginning, and here we are going to set the opacity to 0%, so that we don't see them right over here. So let's play it.
A 12-year-old child in Germany loses.
Okay, and then
a 12-year-old child in Germany loses his parents.
So from here, when it says that loses his parents,
loses his parents forever.
So here both the parents should disappear. So we are going to create a keyframe for the opacity and we'll bring it back, and from here we are going to set the opacity of the father and mother to 0, so they would fade away. So let's see.
A 12-year-old child in Germany loses his parents forever.
Okay, that's good.
Loses his parents forever. Year 1893. A 12-year-old child in Germany.
Okay, so I want these to be little smaller, so at the moment they are very large in the frame. So we'll select all of these by pressing shift, boy, mother and father, and then we'll press S for the scale, and we are going to scale them down a little bit more. And here when
a 12-year-old child,
when the boy and all of these come into frame, the camera should zoom in on them. So we'll move our playhead from here where they unite, and then with the help of G we are going to zoom in, okay, like this.
A 12-year-old child in Germany loses.
When it says loses his parents, then the camera should go out or zoom out. Then we'll move our playhead right over here, and then with the help of G we are going to move the camera out.
A 12-year-old child in Germany loses his parents forever.
Okay, now this looks dynamic.
A 12-year-old child in Germany loses his parents.
And again, we can do the same with the keyframes. So we'll select all of these and let's adjust them. The peak should be in the center. And we can do one more thing, like we can double click it. We can just double click and then select the continuous, and here we can set the influence to 65% for both of these and press OK. So that way it would become more smoother. So let's do it for this one as well. Let's 65 and 65 and press OK. And here also, okay, that's done, I think. And over here, all right, it's done. So we can just make it, and let's see how it looks now.
Year 1893. A 12-year-old child in Germany loses his parents forever.
Okay, that's good. Now looking.
A 12-year-old child in Germany loses his parents forever.
Okay, that's good. And now it's going to move on to the next scene.
Before leaving, his parents leave some money for him.
Okay, so from here we want the camera to move down as it was done in the original. So here we are going to place one background on over here, which is going to act as a transition or a connector between scene to scene. So I have created a ground. So this is the ground PNG. I'm going to place it over here on the top of boy. I'm going to scale it and I'm going to place it in the over here, and then we are going to move on to the next scene, and that next scene where the boy is holding some money. So let's find that one, and I'm going to bring it under the ground. Make sure it is under the ground, and I'm going to scale it up, and then I'm going to move it down or under it, and I'm going to make both of these 3D. So ground and the boy both would be 3D. And now we are going to move our camera on the bottom. So let's again come to the null where we are going to control its position and then move on to the next scene.
Before leaving,
when it said before leaving,
his parent.
Before leaving, and we'll move our playhead something like over here where the peak ends, and again with the help of Y value, this is the Y value, we are going to adjust or move the camera to the bottom scene. Okay, but at this moment you can see this ground is not looking good and it's taking away scene from the boy, or boy's head is cut. So we'll select the boy and move it even down, not this boy. this one. So we'll bring him down. I think this one is looking good. And now we need to adjust his position even further. So we'll make it something over here. And at this moment, if we play it
Before leaving,
okay, this is how it looks.
Before leaving,
But this ground is little lighter this time. So I'm going to make it little dark. So for that purpose, I'm going to select the ground and press Ctrl Space and type exposure. And in the exposure, I'm going to bring it down something like towards the minus side. So it would become little darker. So it should look like that it is situated under the ground. Okay, or it should look like a soil. Okay, this looks good. And if we play it now,
before leaving, his parents leave.
okay,
Before leaving, his parents leave some money.
so where it says money for him, where the sentence ends, we are going to zoom in with the help of G value. Again, we are going to select both of these, go into the graphs and make the peak in the center. Something like this. And do the same for this one as well. Let's see.
Before leaving, parents forever. Before leaving, his parents leave some money for him.
Okay, let's adjust them as well a little bit more. Let's set the influence, double click it, and continuous, set it to 65, and this one is also 65. That way our movement would be smoother. And do the same for this one, continuous, 65 and 65, and press OK. You can see now this is looking good. And just do this one for it as well, 65 and then again 65, and press OK. Now it's little smoother. And if we play it, let's see.
Before leaving, his parents leave some money for him.
Okay,
Leaving, his parents leave some money for him.
so we can zoom it even further because there is little movement at this moment. So we'll click on this to go to the previous keyframe like this one, and then we are going to zoom in with the help of G value, and we can even adjust the Y value. Let's see.
Before leaving, his parents leave some money for him.
Okay, let's play from the beginning.
Year 1893. A 12-year-old child in Germany loses his parents forever. Before leaving, his parents leave some money for him. But in the future, during his travels, that money is also stolen.
So here we want the focus should be on the money bag. So we'll again go back to this last keyframe, and with the Y value we are going to adjust it. And here we want to show some money in the bag. So for that purpose we'll take the money clip or money image, this one, and we are going to bring it here, and we're going to make it smaller and place it around here. We'll make it even smaller, and then with the help of ellipse tool we are going to mask it out, and then we are going to place it over here, and then we are going to create a mask for it so that it should create a transition that it would be shown for a moment and then it would be gone. Alright, so let's make a little simple mask for this one. So we'll click on the T to see the opacity. So we'll click a keyframe, create a keyframe of 100% opacity, and we'll move it back where it says
His parents
leave some money
for him.
Okay, so I'll bring it back and something like that. Let's zoom in, and by going little bit backward, we are going to set the opacity to 0. So if you play it,
For him.
okay, so we need to make it 3D as well. So let's make it 3D, and then we need to bring it right over here. At this moment we can't see it, reason being that it is on the top. So for this purpose we'll switch to the 2 view. If you are not able to see it, just drag this bar on this side. So here you can see, if we select this one, here is the gold coin, and if we select on the null, the camera is right on the top. So we need to bring it back over here. So we'll select this gold and let's place it. So we can zoom it out from here as well, and we need to bring it down over here, and let's adjust this G. Yes, now you can see this is visible. So we are going to place it on the right position, and we are going to make it smaller, and then we'll switch it to one view. Okay, so if we see it,
But
let's zoom in
for him.
and let's listen once again.
Some money for him.
Some money for him. So as
Some money for him.
I think I need to zoom in right over here. Okay, I think we need to remove this keyframe, which is the last one. I think we have added 2 keyframes, so let's remove this one. Okay, and then let's select the gold, and we'll press the T for the opacity to see the keyframes, and let's play it.
For him. But
So that should come little early. So we'll select both of these and drag it right over here.
Leave some money for him.
Okay, you can see.
Leave some money for him. Leave some money for him.
Okay, and we can, let's try to change its blend mode to see, let's say overlay, how it looks. Okay, it's not visible in the overlay, not that much. So let's try something else. Let's add, not add. Let's go for the multiply, not color burn. I think let's say soft light, hard light. Okay, hard light looks, no, I think we'll go for the normal one.
Leave
and
some
let's
money
wait. Okay, let's
leave some money for him.
So where it says the money for him, then we want this money to disappear. So just set it to 0%.
Leave some money for him. Some money for him.
So let's bring this keyframe little later, and let's select all of these, press F9 to ease them, and let's play it.
Leave some money for him.
Okay, we'll move this one a little later.
Leave some money for him. But in
Okay, that's good.
leave some money for him.
And from here, when it says money for him, and before the next, you can see next peak or the next sentence starts or next scene starts, we are going to make the camera go out. So we'll select the null from here, and then we'll zoom out and just adjust the Y position as well. And from here, the camera would go on the right hand side. So let's see how it looks now.
His parents leave some money for him. But in the future, money for him. But his parents leave some money for him. But in the future.
Okay, let's bring this keyframe something over here. Select all of these and go to the graph again. Do the same thing. Double click, make it continuous. Okay, this one is already continuous, and we'll select this one again, continuous 65. Okay, that's fine. We'll now move on to the next scene, and next scene would be like
But
this.
in the future, during his travels.
Okay, so here the travel picture would be, or travel scene would come in the picture. So we'll select this image where this boy is sitting in the train, this one. So let's bring it over here and make it 3D. Again, that would be lost. The moment we'll make it 3D, then again we have to switch it to 2 view, and then we'll zoom out from here, and you can see it is lying on the top. So we'll select, we'll hover over it, and the moment we see XYG, we are going to bring it back over here. Let's scale it down, something like this, and then we're going to move this on this side, and that frame should be left on this side so that it gets connected with this image. Okay, so now we're going to again switch back to one view and then fit, and let's see.
For him. But in the future.
Now it says,
But in the future, during his travels.
when he travels, when it says it's travel, we're going to move its position to the right hand side. So with the help of this one, first position or first value, we're going to move the camera on the this scene. Okay, let's see.
But in the future, during his travels.
Okay, during his,
But in the future, during his travels. But in the future, during his travels.
it says is
In
travel.
the future, during his travels. That money is also stolen.
Okay,
The future, during his travels. That money.
that money. So now we want where it says that money. Now the focus should go on the back, and here will reflect the money. So we'll come over here and then we'll zoom in with the help of this Y value, and then with the G value we are going to come closer to this scene. Now it's see
That money is.
that money.
That money.
So here we want the money to be seen. So again we'll copy this gold one or the gold coin layer. We'll press Ctrl D Command D and we'll bring it on the top. And now it's time to bring it over here. So again we need to switch it to 2 view, zoom out, and this is over here. You can see. Let's bring it over here and then let's make it fit, and with the help of G value, so we'll press P to see the G value. We'll adjust this to bring it in the front. Again we need to select it. Let's see, where is our camera? Camera is right over here, and this gold coin is right over here. So we'll select this and move it. Actually we are not able to see it because we have created some keyframes for the opacity, and that opacity is set to 0. So we'll press U to reveal its keyframe of this gold coin, and you can see the opacity is right gone over here. So we'll select all of these and keyframes and we'll place them right over here where the opacity is 100% to see it clearly. And now we can adjust its position. Okay, now you can see with the moment we move the G value, it's going to be visible right over here.
That money is also stolen.
So here we want the 100% opacity to stay little for a while. So we'll bring it back, Control C to copy this value, and we are going to place it over here. Okay, and if we play it,
that money is also stolen. Money is also
stolen is, I think, happening too quickly. So bring it over here and move it right over here. Let's see.
That money is also stolen. That money is.
Let's adjust keyframe even further.
Is also stolen. That money is also stolen.
Oops.
Also stolen. That money is also.
Okay, I think we messed it up because this was the gold coin from the previous scene, not from this one. So if we go back, you can see we have lost this gold coin from it.
His parents leave some money for him,
so we need to undo it. Sometimes this type of things happens.
Leave some money for him, but in the future.
Okay, now we need to use this one, the top layer, and press U to see its keyframe. So this is the keyframe. So we are going to close this one and let's lock them so that their position is not affected later on. So we are going to lock every scene which we have already created. Okay, now this is the scene of a gold coin which we need to adjust its opacity. So let's remove the keyframe by clicking on this stopwatch, and let's make the opacity 100% so that we can clearly see it. And let's make it one view and let's see where it is. So if we see that, you can see if we select the gold coin, let's go to the 2 view, and here is the gold coin. Let's bring it over here. Let's see where is the camera. Here is the camera and this is the gold coin. So we need to bring it over here, and let's go to 1 view, fit, and this is the gold coin. Let's adjust it. Press P to reveal the position, and then we can adjust it with the help of these values. Okay,
during his travels.
So we don't want this gold coin to see before it, so we'll select this one and press Alt and left bracket key, so it would start from here.
That money.
Okay, the moment it says that money
is also stolen.
Okay, when it says stolen, so we'll select this keyframe, press T for the opacity, set a keyframe for the opacity.
Also
stolen. So when it says stolen, the opacity should go to 0%. Okay, let's play it.
Also stolen.
Okay, that's good. But before that, we want flashy effect on this. So for this purpose, what we are going to do, we're going to apply the light sweep effect. So press Ctrl space and select light sweep, CC light sweep effect, and we'll click on the center, and this is the center. We'll select this one and we are going to place it on this side. And when it says that money is stolen from maybe over here, we'll move a little bit over here, and then that center should be around here. Okay, if we play it,
he is also stolen.
You can see this flashy line goes through.
Money is also stolen.
That adds a little spark and variation.
Is also stolen.
Okay, this one
is also stolen. Money is also stolen.
Okay, then where it says the money is also
stolen,
we need to add a movement to the camera. So we'll select the null, and then with the help of G value, let's zoom out, not too much, and adjust the Y value also. Let's see.
That money is also stolen.
Okay.
That money is also stolen.
That looks good.
That money is also stolen.
Okay, let's play from the beginning. Let's see whether we have not made any mistake or we have not messed up earlier scene. So let's play from the beginning.
Year 1893. A 12-year-old child in Germany loses his parents forever. Before leaving, his parents leave some money for him. But in the future, during his travels, that money is also stolen. But even after losing...
Okay, from here our next scene starts. Alright, so now let's start working on the next scene. So, but before that, we want our timeline to be little decluttered. So for this purpose, we'll press on this shy button. So all of these layers will no longer be visible to us. Okay, we are hiding that, and then we need to click on this. So now we have a clean timeline. So now let's listen to the next scene.
But even after losing everything, he had one thing left.
Okay.
But even after losing everything,
where it says everything, we need to bring in this boy where he's standing at night, like this one. So let's bring it over here and make it 3D, and let's move on to the 2 view and see it's over here. So we want the camera to move on this side now. So again, with the help of X value, we are going to move the null to this scene. So let's move in. We need to adjust the Y value. You can see the camera is right over here, whereas this photo is right over here. Okay, so let's bring the camera over here. Here you can see the camera. We need to move our camera on this scene. So let's move with the help of X, Y, and G, and let's zoom in. Okay, let's see. Now let's play it.
But even after losing it,
From here, let's set to the 1 point.
but even after losing it, but even after losing it,
So here you can see the problem is that this is on this side, whereas the main scene is on this side. So let's adjust his position to bring him down just adjacent to this one. So let's go for 2 view and let's select this boy and let's bring it over here so that camera should move properly. And then we need to adjust the null position or camera position. So we'll click on this to go to the last keyframe, and then we need to adjust it back so that we can see this boy, not this one, this one. Let's go to the one view and let's zoom out. Okay, so make sure you don't see any hard edges around here. So if we play it,
but even after losing everything, but even after losing it,
okay, this moves very quickly, so we need to bring this keyframe little further, something like,
but even after losing everything,
okay, this one now looks good.
but even after losing everything,
Let's see.
that money is also stolen. But even after losing everything, he had one thing left.
Okay, so where it says the one thing is left, we're going to zoom in with the help of G value, and here let's bring the Y value to over here.
But even after losing everything,
So where it says
he had one thing left.
losing everything, we want some lighting effect. So for this purpose, we'll search for the footage, which is in the, again, thunderstorm picture, again in the exercise folder. We'll bring it over here and we'll make it 3D, and again go to the 2 view and let's see where it is. Select this thunder view, press P to see the position, and let's see where it is. Okay, we are not able to see it because this is in the beginning. This is a shorter clip, so let's bring it over here. Now we can see it right over here. So let's bring it on the top of this boy and let's make it one view, fit it in the view, and let's place it over here and scale it up so that it covers. And then we need to remove hard edges. Again, we'll select the rectangle tool and draw and select the invert from here and increase some feather to remove the hard edges. And then we are going to change this blend mode to, let's say, add, and if we play it,
After losing everything,
you can see.
even after losing everything,
Okay, this one looks good, but now this has made our scene little white. So in order to fix this, we'll select this thunderstorm layer and press Ctrl space and apply exposure. Okay, and let's lower down the exposure until that white part is gone. And now if we play it,
even after losing everything,
okay,
he had one thing left.
still we can go for a little bit more exposure. We can bring down the exposure even further.
He had one thing. And after losing everything, he had one thing.
Okay, here we want the rain to happen on this boy. Okay, so we'll select this boy photo and press Ctrl space and apply the rain effect, CC rainfall. So the moment we'll do this, the rain would automatically start.
Even after losing everything,
You can see here rain is happening.
he had one.
You can adjust its size, drops, etc. with the help of this one. Otherwise, the default one is also good. You can increase the wind size so that way the rain would fall, have some rain impact.
He had one thing left.
Okay, to really sell the effect,
He had one.
we have added the rain.
After losing everything, he had one thing left.
Now from here the next scene would start.
His
Okay, so here we need to cut this to over here.
left. His unstoppable.
His unstoppable passion for watches. So here we are going to bring in the next scene. Again we are going to lock these so that we don't mess them somehow. Okay, we need to bring this image and we are going to scale it up. Okay, so we can make it 3D, and again we need to bring it back where it is and let's see the camera is over here and this is right over here, so we can just find it from here. If you press Ctrl and scroll wheel, you can zoom out. Let's bring it over here and we are going to, let's say, place it on this side. Okay, and let's go back to one view again, fit, and now we are going to move the camera on this side. So let's zoom in.
His unstoppable passion for watches.
Okay, where it says watches, we are going to select the camera null and then move it with the help of X value and zoom out. Let's see.
He had one thing left. He had one thing.
But you can see there is a problem with this one.
After losing everything,
We see this image even before that, so we need to just move it a little on this side so that we don't see it in the frame.
he had one thing left. His unstoppable passion for watches.
Okay, so from here we need to adjust again the null position, so let's bring it on this side.
His unstoppable passion for watches.
Oops, I think we made two keyframes, so we need to select this keyframe and let's adjust it and zoom out, adjust the Y value and let's play it.
But even after losing everything, he had one thing left. His unstoppable passion for watches.
Okay,
His unstoppable passion for watches. Thing left. His unstoppable passion for watches.
here we need to adjust this graph. Let's see, select both of these, go to this side and just double click it, make it continuous 65 and makes it this one also 65, and we'll do this for this one as well. And if we play it,
Losing everything, he had one thing left. His unstoppable passion for watches.
okay.
Thing left. His unstoppable passion for watches.
Okay, here we see the hard edge of this image, so let's fix it. So in order to fix this, we'll select this boy image and we'll zoom out a little bit, and then with the help of rectangle tool we'll draw a mask, something like over here, and then we'll invert it and then we'll increase its feather, something like that, so that it mixes with this one. If we go back and play it,
His unstoppable passion for watches. And
okay, now this one looks
he
good.
had one thing left. His unstoppable passion for watches.
Okay,
His unstoppable passion for watches. And on the basis of this passion, he created the world's greatest watch company.
okay, where it says
And on the basis of this passion,
basis of this passion, we need to place the watch here, Rolex watch, bring it over here. Again, we are going to lock the boy layer and let's adjust the scale of this and we are going to place it over here and we are going to make it 3D. Again, we need to adjust its position, bring it back. So this is the Rolex watch and let's see, this is right over here. So let's bring it here on the boy. Let's zoom in, adjust his Z value by pressing P, and with the G value we can bring it here on the top. Okay, and here we don't want it to appear before that, so we'll press Alt and select the left bracket key to cut it from the beginning. So let's go to the one view.
his passion, he created the world's greatest watch company. And on the basis of this passion,
On the basis of this passion, so from here we'll just set the scale of this to 100% and bring it little over here on the front side and set the scale to 0 right over here. So if we play it,
passion, he created the
okay, let's set the scale to, let's say, 100%.
passion. He created
But this is happening too quickly. He created worlds, so we'll bring it over here.
this passion. He created the world's greatest.
From here, the wristwatch should move to the next scene.
He created the world's great.
Okay, from here we want the next scene. This is the stage. Let's bring it under the Rolex and let's scale it down and make it 3D. Again, that would be lost. Go to the 2 view and let's see where it is. This is right over here. So let's bring it back, something over here, and let's zoom in and bring it in the front. Press P to reveal its position and adjust the Y value so that we can see it. Now we need to move our camera on this side. So we'll select the null. With the help of X value, we are going to adjust the scene to this side and zoom in, adjust the Y value also. Okay, so it should go like this.
And on the basis of this passion, he created the. On the basis of this.
Okay, but there is a problem that this should go under it. So we'll select the watch, this one, stage, and bring it on this side so that we don't see the hard edges, and then we'll see the camera would move on this side. So adjust the position of the null or camera, maybe over here, and let's fit in one view, adjust it in the center, fit. Okay, now this one looks good.
And on the basis of this passion, he created the world's greatest watch.
Okay, that should come little later. So let's select this scene. So from here we are going to cut this stage from here. So we'll press Alt and left bracket key, and let's see.
Of this passion, he created the world's great. And on the basis of this passion, he created the world's greatest.
Okay, what happened? Why this one?
His unstoppable passion for watches.
Let's undo it. I think I don't know what happened. Okay.
Of this passion, he created the world.
So we'll bring this. Oh, sorry. Okay, we cut the camera. Okay. So we need to select the stage and we need to cut it from here so that it doesn't affect our scene or it's not visible until it's over here. So we'll select this one and press Alt and back left bracket key.
Created on the basis of this passion, he created the world's for watches. And on the basis of this passion,
okay, let's bring in the background back.
And on the basis of this passion, he created the.
Okay, where is the watch?
Unstoppable passion for watches.
Okay, so let's move this keyframe right over here and let's cut it from here. Let's see.
Basis of this passion, he created the world's greatest watch.
Where is the watch? Where the watch has gone. Okay, let's bring the watch back. So okay, before it says he created, so camera should stay over here and let's move it this keyframe later on. Let's see.
He created the world's great.
Okay,
the world's greatest watch company.
Okay, that's fine. So where it says the world, this watch should move on to the stage from here. So we'll select the watch and press P for the position. We'll place the keyframe for the position or make a keyframe for the position, and then we'll move later where the stage is visible. We're going to bring this watch over here. Let's bring it on this side. Let's place it on the stage.
The world's greatest watch. He created the world's greatest watch. World's greatest watch.
Okay, so here we can just make it small by adjusting its G value, and let's place it over here. Make it little smaller so that it fits on the scene. Let's bring it over here.
Did the world's greatest watch company.
Okay.
Did the world's great.
This is how it goes. Let's go to the one view and let's adjust all of these. Select all of these, press F9 and let's move it over here. This last keyframe.
So this passion. He created the world's greatest watch company. He created the world's greatest watch company. He created the world's greatest watch company.
Okay, this one looks good.
The world's greatest watch company.
And we should zoom in the camera a little bit. So we'll select this last keyframe and click on this to exactly select this keyframe, and then with the help of G value we are going to move in the camera.
He created the world's greatest watch company.
Now this is the story.
This is the story of
next scene would start.
He did the world's greatest watch company. He did the world's greatest watch.
Okay, I think there is a little problem with the the center where this watch comes. There is a little stoppage over here. So we'll need to, let's say, if we remove this keyframe from the watch, let's see what happens.
He created the world's greatest watch company. He created the world's greatest watch.
I think let's work with the graph of these two keyframes. Okay, again, let's double click it, make it continuous, and let's set the influence to 65%, and for this one as well press OK. Let's see if it just goes.
He created the world's greatest watch.
Not this one.
World's greatest watch company.
I think let's adjust this keyframe.
Passion. He created the world's greatest watch. He created the world's greatest watch company.
I think this keyframe is little early, so let's move it little further, something like over here.
He created the world's greatest.
Actually we need to adjust the position keyframe, not this one, because that is too quick. So you can see if we zoom in, we see these two keyframes, so we need to remove this one. Okay, and select both of these and press F9, and let's see.
Did the world's greatest watch. Did the world's greatest watch.
Okay, I think we need to adjust the G value of this watch because that scene is behind it, so it just goes away from here.
The world's greatest watch company.
So adjust its position, G position from here to, let's say, this one, and bring it over here. where it goes behind it. So maybe over here we are going to bring this keyframe of G value right over here. Oops, not this one. Okay.
World's greatest watch company.
So let's move the last keyframe little later so that animation does not happen so quickly.
World's greatest watch company.
Select these keyframes and let's adjust their graph. Okay, let's make it 65%. And this one also, let's see.
World's greatest watch company. World's greatest watch company. World's greatest.
Okay, that can also be done.
World's greatest watch company. World's greatest watch company. World's greatest watch company.
Okay, that can be done. I think we can get away with this one. You can work a little bit more
In the world's greatest watch company.
and get the desired
In the
result.
world's greatest watch company.
Okay,
This is the story of Rolex.
now our next scene would start from here. From here, we are going to work with the last scene. So for this, let's take this image and make it, and then we need ink footage for this one. This is the ink footage and bring it. Okay, so this is the ink footage and this is the watch. So we are going to select both of these and press Ctrl Shift C to pre-compose them, and we are going to call it ink reveal. Okay, and then we are going to double click to go inside this one, and let's set the track matte to the ink HD. And if we see it, nothing is happening. Okay, because we need to click on this one and then click here once again. So now if we see it, this is going to reveal the scene, but this is happening so slow. So we'll come over here, right click, time, and enable time remapping, and here you will see these keyframes. Bring this keyframe back over here and let's see. Okay, now this is happening quickly, or move it even further, but at this moment you can see it's not revealing our image properly or the fully. So let's press S for the scale and bring this in the beginning, and from here let's scale it to reveal the entire image. So let's adjust its keyframe. This one should over here and make them F9 to ease them. Let's bring it back. Let's cut it from the beginning a little bit, bring it back. Yes, I think now the movement is smooth. That's good. If we go back to the main comp, you can see this is happening. Okay, so now we are going to make it 3D. Let's bring it over here where the last scene is over here. So we'll place it over here on the top of it, and
This is the story of
okay,
This is the story of Rolex watches.
okay, where it says Rolex watches. So we can come over here and move to the last scene and press S for the scale and set the scale value to over here, and we are going to go in the beginning and we are going to increase the scale. So we play it.
This is the story of Rolex
Okay, not happening. So we need to bring this last keyframe over here.
company. This is the story of Rolex company. This is
Okay, not happening. So we need to undo it and let's make it 3D by clicking over here. Again, that would be gone. To find this out, it is over here. So let's bring it back on the scene, and then with the help of G value, we are going to bring it over here. Yes, let's bring it over here and bring it back.
This is the story of
Where it says this is the story, we'll bring it. Let's put it in the view where it says this is the story. So we'll bring this right over here.
This is the story of Rolex watches. This is the story of Rolex watches.
Okay, so where this ends, we need to animate with the camera. So let's bring it out something like this.
This is the story of Rolex watches. This is the story of Rolex watches.
But the problem is that here we see the frames. So we need to scale up this ink reveal. So let me scale it up to something like this and adjust its position. Maybe over here.
This is the story of Rolex watches.
Okay,
This is the story of Rolex watches.
this one looks good.
This is the story of Rolex watches.
Okay, if you want, you can zoom in even further, but I think this one looks good.
This is the story of Rolex watches.
All right, so we have done everything. Let's play it from the beginning and see if everything is correct. So go from the start and let's play it.
Year 1893. A 12-year-old child in Germany loses his parents forever. Before leaving, his parents leave some money for him. But in the future,
Okay, here we have messed up like this scene.
He had one thing left.
Okay, this one.
Parents forever. Before leaving, his parents leave some money for him.
Here we don't want this boy to appear over here. So maybe we need to cut it from the beginning. Okay, so for this purpose, I think let's unlock it. And I think this is the boy. Okay, so this is the layer which is causing the issue. You can see it should not appear over here. So we're going to cut it from here and bring it later on.
Some money for him. But in the future, during his travels, that money is also stolen. But even after losing everything.
So here, when it says
so stolen. But even after.
Here should come this layer. So we have just cut it little bit more. So let's bring it back.
His travels. That money is also stolen. But even after losing everything, he had one thing left. His unstoppable passion for watches. And on the basis.
This is happening too low.
His unstoppable passion for
too
watches.
Late.
And on.
It should immediately switch to this scene. So let's zoom in and see what's happening. Let's bring this keyframe back over here. Let's play it now.
Unstoppable passion for watches. And on the basis of this passion, he created the world's greatest watch.
Okay, so here this keyframe should stay right over here. So we can just do one thing. We can copy this keyframe and we can paste it right over here. So now let's listen it once again.
And on the basis of this passion, he created the world's greatest watch company.
Okay.
Basis of this passion.
Let's adjust a little bit to zoom on this.
And on the basis of this passion, he created the world's greatest watch company.
Okay, let's go.
Basis of this passion, he created the world's greatest watch company. This is the story of Rolex watches.
Okay, from here we should not see this watch. So let's see, where is the watch? Okay, this is the watch. We need to cut it right here. So we'll press Alt and left right bracket.
Company. This is the story of Rolex. This is the story of Rolex watches.
I think this is now good. Now we can do one more thing, and that is let's create a new adjustment layer and let's color grade it. So bring it on the top and we are going to select all of these layers. So let's reveal all the layers. Okay, and we are going to select all of these and then let's unlock all of these, and then by pressing Ctrl A we can select all of these. Just leave the adjustment layer here and then press Ctrl Shift C and we are going to call it main comp. Okay, whatever you want. And here you can see this is the final result. Make sure that it doesn't messed up with our animation. That's fine. So now we are going to color grade it. So select this layer, adjustment layer, and apply a curves adjustment over here on the top of it. And then in the curves adjustment layer, let's select the red one and we can play with this point and shadow point. So on the top we have the highlight point and over here we have the shadow, and in the middle we have the midpoint. Okay, so we can, if we drag this top, we are adding the red to this one, and if we are dragging it down, you can see we are taking away the red from the scene. And if we are drag this on the top, we are adding this on the shadow, red in the shadow, and if we drag it over here, we're taking away red from the shadow. Okay, and if we click on the center, create a point and drag it over here to add the red or take away the red from here. Okay, so just by doing this, we can see the picture is seen is differently, totally different. So let's play with these and let's now switch to the green. Again, same with the green, and then blue, and then we can play with the RGB to make it darker or something like this. And if we play it, you can see now we have different graded. So this was before and this is after.
A 12-year-old child in Germany loses his parents forever. Before leaving, his parents leave some money for him. But in the future, during his travels, that money is also stolen. But even after losing everything, he had one thing left: his unstoppable passion for watches. And on the basis of this passion, he created the world's greatest watch company. This is the story of Rolex watches.
And we can add a wiggle to all of this main comp. So we'll select this and press wiggle position.
A 12-year-old
and let's adjust its speed to 20%. Okay, and let's scale it up a little bit so that we don't see these hard edges. So let's scale it a little bit. And if you play it,
1893, A 12-year-old child in Germany loses his parents forever.
This is going to add a little more movement or subtle movement to the scene, which makes it look more amazing and it's
Before,
cinematic.
his parents leave some money for him, but in the future, during his travels, that money is also stolen. But even after losing everything, he had one thing left: his unstoppable passion for watches. And on the basis of this passion, he created the world's greatest watch company.
Okay, I think this scene should stay right over here before we see the watch. I think we need to fix this one. So let's go to the null, press U to reveal the keyframe, and okay, let's bring this keyframe right over here.
Greatest watch company. He created the world's greatest passion. He created the world.
Okay, so here we can just add a little bit subtle close-up or zoom. So with the help of G value, we can do this one.
World's greatest watch company.
Again.
Basis of this passion, he created the world's greatest watch company.
Yes, that's good. Now if we go back in the main comp.
Losing everything, he had one thing left: his unstoppable passion for watches. And on the basis of this passion, he created the world's greatest watch company. This is the story of Rolex watches.
Okay, I think this is looking good and amazing. So I hope you found this video useful.
And if you want to learn more videos like this, comment yes. I promise to bring more useful videos for you, and you have to just hit the like button and share the video. Till then, keep editing and unleash the creativity. Bye.